Hi, welcome to YSN News. I'm Blue Douglas, your host.
And I am John, co-host.
You'll notice we've got John this week. After a few complaints about our social distancing, we've decided to increase our social distancing, to increase our safeguarding measures here at the studio. So we have decided to blame Jamie for everything to do with that. We've kicked him outside and we brought John inside the studio. Isn't that right, Jamie?
John.
Thanks, John.
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct.
Thank you. John has produced a video for us on how to stay safe during the coronavirus strategy that is unfolding before us.
Hi, I'm Charlie. This is Emily. And today we will be telling you how to stay safe during this pandemic.
You should always stay 2 meters apart. 2 meters is 2 giant footsteps, which looks like this. Stride. Always important to stay safe and stay 2 meters because it helps other people.
Make sure to wash your hands for 20 seconds. And wash your nails.
Like this.
Again, like that. And make sure to turn the tap off with your elbow.
And make sure you keep clean and don't touch men, which means
Mouth.
Eyes.
and nose. That
I
will
hope
be
this
all
information keeps you safe.
today.
Thanks, John, for that glowing report. I'm sure we'll all be cleaning our hands much more thoroughly now. Thank you. Our news this week, first piece of news, comes from Towyn. Towyn, that lovely holiday spot in between Pensarn and Kimmel Bay, has seen some developments in the last week. Detached workers from youth sheds, Abergele, have been out and about working with young people in the park, in Tirry Prince, along the beachfront and along the strip down by Knightley's Fun Fair. They've had some impact, they've seen some young people, and they've made some inroads into coming up with some activities for them to do along the beach in the summer months. John?
Yeah. Yeah, so these guys were out on their bikes trying to find some teenagers who might have been up to some no good stuff, or maybe just exploring their environment and just trying to have some fun, and they were just assisting them in that. So yeah.
What I love about detached work, John, is the way that it just differs from normal youth work, you know? That it takes youth work out to young people, and it takes the work we do directly to them and out of the confines of like a building or a school or a community project or whatever. So good work. I'm not really saying what was on my mind to begin with.
So we go over to the beach in Pensarn, where we have Caitlin there reporting on what's going on the beach with our shedders.
Today at Youth Shed we've been at the beach playing rounders, playing football, building sandcastles, and me and Gracie have built a Black Lives Matter sign. Hopefully Youth Sheds can do more stuff like this in the future. Now back to the studio.
Our desperate news today comes from Youth Sheds Abergele directly. Youth Sheds Abergele are in a crisis at the moment because they can't find a community minibus. With all these projects, with all these great ideas, and with all these young people, we want to get them out. But we're struggling because we have the right licenses, but we don't have the bus. If anybody out there in the community has access to a bus, or knows someone that's got a bus, or you know of one secretly hiding away somewhere, please make sure you look under your pillows, at the back of your garage, deep down there in all the rubbish that you find in the back of your shed, and if any of you find a minibus, please give us a call.
So our special news of the week is, with our TikTok protest from last week, Abergele will not be banning TikTok in this area. Even if it gets banned in the rest of the UK, Abergele, it will still be legal.
We think it's great that young people have been involved in this kind of political process, and this is a good example of where young people are involved. Things can change. When I was growing up, people used to say, not one man can make a difference. I tell you, she can. Our desperately dangerous piece of fake news this week comes from Cable Bay Beach, where numbers of windmills are on the rise. More worryingly, a recent ONS report shows that the windmills are actually getting closer to the beach every single day. This time last year, these windmills were approximately 1.5 miles from the beach. At last count, they were about 1.2 miles, increasing an average of 0.3 miles every 12 months, which means in 4 years' time, they'll be at Knightley's. So over to you, Jamie.
My name is John.
John.
But on other news, Britain will no longer need passports to allow people to come into the country. Now you only need to prove that you can make a good cup of tea. What is a good cup of tea, Blue?
Well, it depends on what part of the country you're from there, John. If you're from up north, you might like a little bit more milk in your tea. If you're from London, you might put your little finger out. If you're from Bristol, you might add your tea before you add your milk. Lots of different complicated ways to make tea there, John.
So do your research with whichever airport you arrive at. Make sure you know what kind of tea that they like.
Thanks for that, Brian.
John.
Brian, Jamie. Okay, now to our What's On section. Coming up in Abergele over the next 2 weeks, some exciting developments for young people. One of these is a 24-mile bike run to Llandudno and back, starting from the cafes on the Pensarn side of the beach there. There will be a sponsored bike run raising money for Youth Shed Abergele and involving, we hope, about 20 young people. You young people that are involved, or those of you that aren't, those of you that are involved, ride your bikes, and those of you that aren't involved, sponsor the people that are on the bikes. If you're not involved in the sponsorship, or you're not involved in bike riding, get involved in both here at Youth Shed Abergele. We're not sure of the date of this yet. We'll put a date out for you next week. Sorry, there's something coming in here now. It's looking like it's the 18th. The 18th of August is when we're going to be doing this. No, it's the 8th of August where we're doing this. The 8th of August is where we'll be setting off on this bike run. So if you haven't got a bike, we've got bikes here. The Thursday before, we're having a maintenance day. So if you have a bike and you need it checked out, we'll have people here that can give you some safety checks. It's an exciting time to be part of Youth Sheds. Our other bit of news is coming from Gwerch Castle, where another project is in development. Working under Mark Wayne, cousin of Bruce Wayne of Wayne Manor Gotham fame. Not quite so glitzy as that. Mark Wayne has Gwerch Castle rather than Bruce Wayne's Wayne Manor, but he's opened it up to young people, and that's great because we like to see community places open, and we like seeing young people involved. In this particular event, we're going to be getting involved, and we're going to be getting some gardening projects up there, and even some light archaeology in some parts of the castle that yet haven't been excavated. This is an exciting time. We might find some really exciting things there, Brian.
John, yeah.
Brian, John, Jamie.
So it could be anything under that rubble. We have no idea what it could be. So hopefully we can bring some metal detectors and potentially find some treasure.
So the date for that, we think, is the, just looking in my ear again here, the 22nd, maybe moving down. So the dates for this project are the 23rd and the 30th of August. If you want to get involved, please come down to the Youth Shed or keep watching YSN and maybe dial one of the contact numbers that we don't provide. Okay, so what next now, John?
I have no idea.
Over to you, Jamie, with the weather, John.
I think it's going to rain.
I think it's going to snow.
I think it's going to hail.
Keep looking up. A little closer, Captain. Go. Set the leg.
I think it's going to rain.
I think it's going to snow.
I think it's going to rain phones.
I think it's going to rain upwards.
I think it's going to be cloudy sponges.
And that is everything from me, John.
And me, Blue Douglas.
And this is YSN.